Testing, testing, mic check, 1 2 1 2. All right, maybe we're in between songs. Let's see here. Welcome to another episode with the Lab Coat Astrologer. What we're doing in here is I'm doing some readings. Big 3 astrology. Big 3 astrology. And I'm going to be toggling between a hand-drawn chart and the transits. These are the current transits. And right off the bat, I want to first, I've been doing this thing all wrong. I need to do the planetary rulerships for those who were wondering for the 12 zodiac signs. The natural zodiac, starting with Aries in the first place. I'm going to draw the zodiac signs on the outer edge here real quick. You'll be able to find your planetary ruler. And I'm going to be using this throughout the Big 3 plus transits reading. Mars is quite simply the ruler of Aries, considered the god of war. Mars also rules Scorpio. So wherever you have Aries and Scorpio in your chart, Mars is a planetary energy that is expressed in Aries as well as Scorpio. In Aries, it's fire. In Scorpio, it's a water, energetic. Venus is the ruler of Taurus as well as the ruler of Libra. Taurus is an earth sign. Libra is an air sign. The air signs are intellectual. The water signs are emotional. The fire signs are energetic and enthused. Mercury is the ruler of Gemini, as it is an air sign. Gemini sometimes get a bad rap. It is said, they say, I say sometimes that they're liars, and they can be. But very intellectual, Gemini is. Mercury is also the ruler of Virgo, which is an earth sign. The earth signs are practical. The moon, the ruler of the Cancer, of the zodiac sign Cancer. The sun, the ruler of Leo. The moon and the sun are the only 2 planets that rule only one sign. Jupiter is the planet that rules Sagittarius. It is a fire sign. Saturn is the ruler of Capricorn. It's an earth sign. And Saturn is also the ruler of Aquarius in ancient rulership, which is an air sign. And Jupiter is the planet that rules Pisces, which is a water sign. Now there are some zodiac signs that have 2 planetary rulers. Starting with Scorpio, Pluto is also the ruler of Scorpio. So if you have any planets in Scorpio when you were born, then they're influenced by Mars as well as Pluto. Jupiter rules Sagittarius, Saturn rules Capricorn. Saturn, and some say Uranus, I say Uranus. Looks like Star Trek to me, or an electrical outlet. If you look at it, if I draw it a little bit, it kind of looks like an outlet. It reminds me that Aquarius is an electrical, intuitive, inventive sign. I sometimes say Aquarius is the mad scientist. And for Pisces, Jupiter is the ruler as well as Neptune. So this is a chart here that it's a perfect image to take a screenshot of. All right, I need to do this here. So I'm doing your Big 3. Let me get the chat popped up so I can get it going. I'm here for a good time, not a long time. If you'd like me to look at your chart here on a hand-drawn chart, then you're more than welcome to put your big trio, which are the sun, the moon, and the rising sign. All right, I see the chat. Hello, welcome. Nice hands. Thank you for the nice hands compliment. Let's get it going for the nice hands. Thank you so much for the nice hands. I knew that was coming eventually. I knew that was coming eventually. T, welcome. Is that Aquarius sun, moon, and rising? No way. There's no way that that's sun, moon, and rising Aquarius. Impossible. I don't believe it. I don't believe it here. Kamor, welcome. Taurus sun, Gemini rising, Libra moon. All right, we're gonna get you in here. T, are you just Aquarius ganging in here or what? All right, let's get you in here. This is one of my favorite things when it comes to astrology, is doing it by hand. Is doing the chart by hand. New moon in Libra coming up here pretty soon. So just by being a Gemini rising, Gemini is an air sign, intellectual sign, common sense, reason, rational, a rationalizer. Gemini risings are so curious. Sometimes I find that Gemini risings are bilingual. Are you bilingual? Adaptable, the ability to adapt when it comes to communication forms is what I find with Gemini. So the four mutable signs, well, let me slow down a little bit here. The four mutable signs are four main zodiac signs that have a lot to do with you as a Gemini rising. Believe it or not, those are the four angles for you. The angular signs are said to be significant. In the astrological chart. And the planets located therein by natal as well as transits, I'm of the mind, influence you. So this is the rising sign, synonymous with the first house. You have Gemini there, which is an air sign. No, but I would love to be. Some way, shape, or form you might be. Even if it's not a different language, your ability to show a lens or a face from your persona to change the way in which you speak and communicate with others. I find Gemini and the ascendant are not only public speakers, but communication, period. At an early age, communication was important. How you speak, what you say, how you say what you say with your parents and your upbringing, which is a feature here. So Gemini on the ascendant puts Virgo in the fourth place. Cleanliness in the home is significant as you were growing up. Sagittarius in the seventh house. When it comes to relationships, Sagittarius is also a sign of foreigners. foreign people, places, and things in a relationship and a pair there. Pisces would be your 10th house. Possibly you had one of your first jobs was working in health field or in a hospital. Possibly. Pisces also has to do with sanitation and recycling as well. Maybe a lifeguard or by the pool. Water is close to your career because Pisces is a water sign. So the biggest feature for you is Mercury. Mercury is your planetary ruler. Mercury is currently located in Libra right now. So personally, and when it comes to your personality, currently right now, it has to do with love and children, as well as recreation and entertainment as a planetary ruler. As a Gemini rising, the 5th house is a theme. Doesn't only have to be love with a significant other, it could also point to self-love, as well as creativity and entertainment and enjoyment. The sun is here. The South Node is here too. The South Node has to do with past life experiences, and being that it's in the 5th house, the house of love, past lovers from the past even, and or reflecting on past love relations. That's a feature there. So much going on with your 5th house. Correct me if I'm wrong. So Mars is here now. This is the last day for Mars to be here. Mars in the 5th house has to do with, in some charts, it's a planetary transit that has to do with the activation of athletics, believe it or not. You're more of the athlete with Mars in the 5th house. And sometimes it can bring a little frustration in love life and love affairs as well, love life and or with the children. Because these are all 5th house characteristics. All right, I'm focusing on just, okay, you have a Libra moon. Whoa. Taurus sun and a Libra moon. So the 5th house is loaded right now for you. Here's the kicker. What just recently happened 3 days ago, Venus just ingressed into Virgo. I think you were here before when I was speaking about the mutual reception between Libra and Leo. I was talking about this mutual reception, a back and forth and a relay of energy between Leo, the sign of creativity and self-expression and relationships and love and the love life. Now there's a switch now. It goes from Libra and Leo exchanging energies to Libra and Virgo exchanging energies now that Venus is in Virgo. And Venus is kind of powered right now. Venus has a lot of power right now, moving into this new moon as well. Mercury is the ruler of Virgo. Venus is the ruler of Libra, and we have Mercury in Libra and Venus in Virgo. So there's a mutual reception now between Virgo and Libra. And that mutual reception lasts from now until the 22nd of October. Is it October 22nd? No, excuse me, it's November 6th. November 6th when Venus ingresses into Libra. There's a lot there with the 5th house. Does that resonate with you so far? So it switches from love and communication to love and family. The comforts of the home. Venus is powered here. And Venus is powered by your sun, your natal sun. It's also powered by Jupiter and Uranus in Taurus, which is your 12th house. So the natal sun, transit Jupiter, and Uranus are all sharing with and supporting Venus in the 4th house. Are you planning on moving in or getting a roommate? Or you and the significant other are thinking about cohabiting? Because Venus is powered here. Now Venus is not only powered by your sun, Jupiter, and Uranus, or Uranus, which some people say, but it's also powered by everything that's in the 5th house. So the 5th house matters. It's creativity, love, children, as well as Taurus, the 12th house, your sense of spirituality, your spiritual practices, and your solitude, your time alone, is all pouring into living circumstances. You're actually moving on Monday? Wow. That's pretty interesting. I didn't write here. I wrote that Gemini's an air sign, Pisces is a water sign, Sagittarius is a fire sign, Virgo is an earth sign. Venus, transiting Venus in your 4th house here, the place that you're moving into is, I would say that it's rather nice or beautiful. It's definitely an upgrade. Well, not definitely. I'm saying that it's better. It's an upgrade because of the fact of how much Venus is powered right now. Virgo, the sign that Venus is in, is clean. Congratulations on your move. Congratulations on your move. Some way, shape, or form, this move that you're engaging in improves the conditions of love, or has to do with the love life or the love affairs or children, on behalf of the children, and or your creativity, your creative expression. So now here's the other thing. In order to maintain, because you said you're moving on Monday, it's close to Venus's ingress into Virgo, which creates this aspect between Venus transiting Venus and transiting Saturn. Saturn is at the top of your chart. I find that when Saturn is at the top of the chart, it brings for a need or a strong sense of responsibility and maturity, and to maintain these living quarters through a solid structure, consistency, and your work, because it's in the 10th house. And not for nothing, this Venus in Virgo here, because it's receiving so much power from Taurus and it's receiving so much power from Libra, you know, it is said that Venus is at its fall in Virgo. But although it's in its fall, it's extremely powered right now by Jupiter, Uranus, Mercury, the Sun, the South Node, and Mars. So this move even seems somewhat karmic. That's pretty interesting. Welcome in. If you just got here, I'm doing Big 3 Astrology. I didn't even show or I haven't yet shown, I'm going to show it now, this transiting chart here, which is for 8 p.m. This is what I was talking about with Venus at 2 degrees, it looks like. 2 degrees of Virgo, which opposes Saturn. I think that this is a more positive aspect. Oppositions are said to be challenging and create a tension, but I think that this opposition and relationship between Venus and Saturn is honorary through the service and the work and the health and the routines and the scheduling and the timing. Venus in Virgo is a lot more practical. Kamor, thank you. I appreciate you. If you enjoy the live, I encourage you to subscribe. This chart here, I want to come back to this chart. Shakia, welcome in. How are you? I want to pull this chart back up because this is a method that I use frequently for those who are new to astrology. Planetary rulerships. There's a planet that rules each one of the zodiac signs. And that's what I've shown. Oh, I've shown it here on Kamor's chart. Okay, let's do another one. I got tons of charts over here. Tons of charts. They say that repetition is one way in which to memorize and create strong branches in the neural, what do you call that? Neural cavity, the nervous system. Okay, I'm gonna show you, I want you to see this, look at this chart while I'm drawing your chart out. Capricorn Sun, the boss. Capricorn, I say Capricorn is the boss of the zodiac. Because it's an earth sign, you at the core, potentially, are one who likes to be in control. Nothing crazy. Nothing crazy. It's a good thing. It can be a good thing and it can be a bad thing. It's both. But I associate it with the goat. For one, because Capricorn is the goat. And peep how the goat climbs and scales the mountainside. When it gets to the top, it has not a bird's eye view, but a goat's eye view. Capricorn has CEO energy and top floor boss energy. Security through structure and timing and consideration and respect is humongous for you. It was between 2017 and 2020 was a significant shift for you. Holy cow. With the sun in Capricorn like that, whew, huge. Why do I say that? I say that because the planet that rules Capricorn, Saturn, was transiting your zodiac sign. Huge maturity shift, self-discipline shift for you. Correct me if I'm wrong. Okay, so we have Capricorn there. Capricorn, sun, and rising. Boom, bam, pow. Changed your whole persona. You changed your whole persona between 2017 and 2020. I wonder what degree your rising sign is. So we have Capricorn on the ascendant, synonymous with the first house. Saturn is your planetary ruler. So wherever Saturn is in your astrological chart, it becomes significant. With a Taurus moon, the love of money and material possessions there. The fifth house, a strong love for the mother too as well. Although it may be a tough love. They say that when the sun is in the first place or near the ascendant, that your life is somewhat karmic. They say it's somewhat karmic for you, that you came here to learn about respect, which is why you might be such a hard ass. Excuse me, you might be so tough love and serious, contemplative in your approach and your demeanor. You know, it's about business. You're about business. If it ain't about business, I don't want no parts. Right? So here's the kicker here. So Capricorn, Cancer, which is a water sign. Aries is your 4th house, and Libra is your 10th house. So one feature, let's talk about this. Let's talk about how Saturn is your planetary ruler, and it's currently situated in transit here in the 3rd house in Pisces. So your planetary ruler of your chart is located in the 3rd house, the house of communication, for the next 2 years. You're going to be a stickler for speech patterns, how you think, what you do on the course of a day, how you spend your time, how people talk to you, how you talk to others. Respect is always Capricornian, right? That's going to always be your nature. But it's more over the course of the next 2 years. The themes have to do with your mindset. That's a great archetype for the 3rd house, one's mindset. You see that? So the sun, the 10th house, the career, more tasks at the workplace, more responsibilities placed on you at the workplace, maybe a raise or recognition in some way, shape, or form, or a need to find balance within the public or through your work and or your business. If you plan on getting your own business and structuring in that regard, your aspirations become to be a theme. The sun in Libra is one testimony. Mercury in Libra is another testimony that points to your career, thinking more about your career, your image, your reputation. The South Node is in Libra, making the 10th house and the 4th house your living conditions to be a pivotal point over the course of the next year and a half. And this month, the past 2 weeks, have highlighted your career and your work and your living and your security and where you live and the work, and if you're happy at the job or the type of work or more tasks and the such. And so there's a new moon that's coming here in Libra, which is a 4th testimony that points to your career and your work. Now Venus, if you look at this chart, let's go back here to planetary rulerships, because I said that Venus is the planet that rules Libra naturally. So being that Libra is here in the 10th house, we can see this by this chart right here. Venus is currently located in Virgo, right here, boom, bam, pow. And Venus is the ruler of Libra. Mercury is the ruler of Virgo. So we have this tennis match going back and forth between Virgo, Libra. It's called a mutual reception, right? Which is your 10th house and 9th house. So it points to your travel and your transportation in your car. And because Venus is so powerful, I say right now, it's getting so much power from Jupiter and Uranus and Taurus, which is your 5th house. And Venus also rules Libra, where Mercury, the sun, the new moon's going to be occurring. So there's a connection between work and travel, work and travel, work and transportation, work and your car, work and are you getting ready to get a new car? Are you getting ready to get a new car? I'm curious. Welcome in if you just got here. I see you, Ear Hustler, Hush. I see you. Appreciate you. This has to do with a new car or pouring money. You're putting some money into your car, a transportation, or a trip that's expected. Venus has this considerable amount of power here in the 9th house. This is a partner long distance too, an appreciation for partners at a long distance that you went to school with even. And there's like a tennis match even back and forth between Libra and Virgo, because Venus and Mercury are in each other's signs. You see that thing there? It's interesting because travel and transportation and travel are synonymous with each other energetically. All right, appreciate you. I need to write down these, whose charts these are, because I feel like y'all are gonna ask me for these charts. And so when we do your chart, when you decide to get a reading with me, maybe I'll have these. Shakia, thank you so much. I appreciate you. You're welcome. I'm always in here doing live astrology, doing big 3 astrology and transits. I've been doing this thing here for a couple of decades. Sharing a perspective. If you're just hanging out watching, perfect place to start conceptualizing how to put the many components of the astrological chart together. I'm doing it to get the next big 3 in here. What happened to my music? Oh, there we go. I appreciate you. Peace and love. Peace and love to you. I appreciate you. Where? Okay, we have Shakia. Ear Hustler, are you here? You're next. Ear Hustler, then Hush. We can get to you. Are you still here? I don't want to get to reading the big 3s and you've left. Let me know if you're still here. Thank you for your patience. Sun in Libra, Moon in Virgo. What does this mean for you? That mutual reception is popping right now between Libra and Virgo. It's actually a highlight for all the earth signs, wherever you have the earth signs located, especially Virgo. But it's a small window. It's a small window. It's a small window. It's a small. All right, no more of that. I'm done with that. I'm not going to do that no more to your ears. Okay, who do we got here? Okay, Ear Hustler, you're still here. Appreciate you. Thank you for your patience. Got you going here. So let's plot your stations real quick here. You got a Sag rising, is what you're saying. You got Sag in the first place, which makes Jupiter a planetary ruler. And I'm getting that from this chart that I did here of the planetary rulerships. Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, Leo, Virgo, Libra, Scorpio, Sagittarius, Capricorn, Aquarius, Pisces. Mars is the ruler of Aries, Venus, Taurus, Mercury, Gemini, Moon, Cancer, Sun, Leo, Mercury, Virgo, Venus, Libra. Mars and Pluto are the rulers of Scorpio. Jupiter is the ruler of Sagittarius, Saturn, Capricorn. Saturn and Uranus, I don't say Uranus, are the rulers of Aquarius. Jupiter and Neptune, the rulers of Pisces. So you have Jupiter as a planetary ruler. It rules your chart, which means that Sagittarius characteristics and archetypes, which are adventurous, the traveler, hard to tie down, frequently have the grass is greener on the other side syndrome, love to travel, foreign people, places, and things. Probably at an early age you did a lot of traveling, even. Possibly. Sun in Aquarius is in the third place. Let me draw some lines in here so I don't confuse nobody. separate these compartments. Okay, you got the sun in Aquarius. Aquarius is an air sign, Sagittarius is a fire sign. So your sun sign and your rising sign complement each other. The third house has to do with the mindset, the communication, and the ideas. This makes for someone who's very inventive. I would say that you're good with technology and computers. If not, you have some skills there or potential. What are you, an editor or something like that? With a Libra moon, another Libra moon. Let's draw some compartments in here. It makes for a significant relationship with a younger brother or sister, and a bonding there, learning, maybe some estrangement, possibly. Moon in Libra. Libra is here, is the moon. It looks like the moon has to do with a mothering and a nurturing and what it is that we need. And it looks like you get nurturing through and by friends, maybe one of your friends' mother or something like that that took you in when you were younger to some degree. You see how you have the sun and then it skips a space and then it's Sagittarius as your rising and then it skips a space and then it's Libra. That's a complementary positioning of the big three. Libra is an air sign. Aquarius is an air sign. I find that when the sun sign and the moon sign are in the same element, then it increases the nature of the element. So air signs are intellectual. So not only is the sun in the third house in Aquarius intelligent, but when it's trine the moon, there's a degree of intelligence within the individual. Friends are important, and the activity of the mind this is inventive. You know, you tend to be a teacher at first glance, at first lens. This is high energy and excitable too as well, right? Astrologically speaking. Massage therapist? Interesting. Congratulations. Hallowed, what's good? Welcome in. Hush, you're still here. I appreciate you. You're amazing at this. Thank you for the compliment. I appreciate you. Like the live if you're enjoying it. Subscribe if you're into astrology. Come to the perfect place. So Jupiter is your ruling planet. So let's look at your ruling planet to see where your personality is currently resonating or vibing. What's your vibe? What's your focus? Right? So if Sagittarius is the ascending sign, the mutable signs automatically become to be significant. You need a partner that you can talk to. You want them to talk, speak up. You need that communication. It's important. Otherwise, you're out of there. Sagittarius, if you can't feed my fire, you're done. Sagittarius has Pisces in the 4th, Virgo in the 10th house. There's a lot of opportunities for your work right now with Venus as a highlight in the chart. Venus is getting a lot of power right now, which is located in your 10th house. From October 8th to November 8th-ish, Venus is going to be in your 10th house. Venus is the planet of beauty. Wherever it is that you work, there's some beautiful sights that you see on a day-to-day basis starting the past couple of days. Interesting. An appreciation for the career and the public, your image. That could even bring some honors, some raises, or some increase in your acquisition power with your work. Who is this? Pardon me. Ear hustler, this is you. So it's more clients. Between October 8th and November 8th, astrologically speaking, this brings more clients. Venus has to do with beauty. It has to do with, some people say love. Honestly, I don't think that Venus is love. It can be caught up and tied into love because it's the appreciation and the likes and the pleasurable and the amorous nature of Venus. It can turn into a love. Like a kiss can turn into something else, but quite simply, Venus would be the kiss. You know, it wouldn't be the act of love. The fifth house would be more acts of love, if you will, and the sun, because the sun it gives with receiving nothing in return, selfless, right? But Venus in Virgo here, this is a focus, this is a cleaning up and a tidying up, right? When it comes to your work and your career space, the place, what it looks like, the beautification, the aesthetics, the aestheticism, if I said that correctly, right? Possibly and potentially. Correct me if I'm wrong. All right, so boom, let's go into this now. This is another reason why I say that there's more clients coming in here. I'm doing something. I'm making a prediction for you. This is a prediction for you. Now, if I'm wrong, come back here and be like, yo, hey, whoa. You know, you said a couple things last time and I was in your live on, it was a Wednesday. It was October 11th. It was day 11. You said more clients were coming and they didn't come. Now, this is why I say this, because if you just got here, I've been talking about how Venus is powered. Venus is powered for the simple fact that Taurus, which is your sixth house, the house of health and work and care, right? This points to how much of a service that you provide for others. You might do more work than you get paid for at first, but it brings more clients. This is why I say, let me get to the chase. The 11th house is the house of goals, long-term goals, aspirations, group activity and group functions. You could bring in more clients, if you haven't already, through a group function, through a seminar, a Zoom, or anything that has to do with getting a group together where people can hear what it is that you got to offer. Why do I say here? Because Taurus is the zodiac sign that is ruled by Venus. Whoa, started spilling tea and throwing pencils in the YouTube. So Jupiter and Uranus are pouring in and assisting is the word I'd like to use. The work that you provide and you perform, your service, you get paid and recognized, and it improves your career. There's a cluster of planets here. Mercury just ingressed into Libra. The sun is in Libra, as some may or may not know. The South Node is in Libra. So the past couple of months, some of the friendships that you've made, the bonds that you've made through and by friends, it feels last life-ish. Like you've known them from a past life, or how things have been connecting the dots, boom, bam, pow. And so astrologically, this Venus is powered by Taurus, which is your sixth house, your work and your health, both physically and mentally, as well as as group activity and group functions, which is the 11th house, friends. You know, friends actually assist you through the sharing of ideas. You see that there? Halo, appreciate you. Do you see that thing there? And so focus on your career and your work and your health. You know, showing up bright and beautiful, you know, for work. This is where the bag is. The bag is through the work that you perform, like, you know, so Venus in Virgo, Venus doesn't really like being in Virgo. You know, Venus is a sign of beauty, and Virgo's particular as well as practical, and it can be critical. And so at the same time that it's uncomfortable, it's getting help from Taurus as well as Libra. And there's getting ready to be a new moon in Libra. You're getting ready to do something big with groups anyway. This is coming up. This is lit. This is a theme with friends. This is a highlight. Out of all this stuff in the chart, this is one of the reasons why I like doing it by hand, because you get to see a focus of the chart, right? For your big three, which this might even be a function that you bring to your home. Why do I say that? Because this is your natal moon. Interesting. What are you having, a gathering at your house? Talking about your business and back and forth with assisting businesses or helping businesses, essentially helping your own business. Coming up here soon, this upcoming weekend. Saturday is the new moon. I know there's like a 22-second delay. It's all good. Ear Hustler, appreciate you for sharing. You're more than welcome to come through. I'm always doing live astrology. I have a website. It's on my profile if you're interested in the reading. All right, who's next? Hush. Thank you for your patience. Who's next? Perfect place. If you're just into kicking it and seeing how the lab coat astrologer puts the pieces of the chart together, you're gonna learn something. You're gonna learn something for real. You're gonna connect some dots. You might even take your astrological chart out. Hang on a second. I haven't looked at my chart in a while. Let me pull my chart out and walk with him a little bit. Let me walk with him a little bit, see what he's talking about, see if he knows what he's talking about. Let's see. Because we're talking about your big three in the transits. If the music's too loud, let me know. This is a new addition that I have started with the music in the background for the dull spaces and for contemplation and pondering, rather. I might have to put a couple more instrumentals in there for the simple fact that I can hear the repeat. It's only 10 minutes worth of instrumentals. All right, let me show y'all while I get this. Hush, thank you for your patience. While I draw this chart real quick, I want to pull up a chart of the current moment. This is a transit chart. The sun is in Libra, the moon is in Virgo. What does this mean for you? I'm doing your big three, astrology plus transits, freestyling, with a chart by hand. Something you haven't seen in a while. Why is he doing it by hand? It's technology. It's 2023. What is he doing? What's wrong with this kid? Quite simply, when you break it down piece by piece, kind of like Thanksgiving when you eat the plate, fork by fork, ladle by ladle. You can't stuff the whole plate in your mouth just because you decided not to eat breakfast. Just a tad? What you mean, it's just a tad too loud? Kay Brooks, I appreciate you. I'm about to subscribe to your channel just for saying just a tad. I enjoy all that constructive criticism. I need it. Because if it's too loud, let's go. All right, hang on. Look what I do. Watch. I just tad touched it down. That was a tad. Let me know. Let me see if it adjusts. Let me see if it adjusts. Is that better? All right, pow. All right, Hush. Hush, you are still here. Amazing. Okay, perfect. Libra rising. Let's get you going. Okay, so Libra on the ascendant. They say that Libras get a bad rap too. Libras get a bad rap. And why do Libras get a bad rap? Because Libras get a bad rap because, for one, let's start off on a good foot. Libra is an air sign. which makes it intellectual, smart. You know, Libra has an attachment of the characteristics to Gemini and attachment to the characteristics of Aquarius. Both of those, all three of those signs are air signs, so all three of them are within your nature. But Libra gets a bad rap because they care more for, at times, the partner's well-being as opposed to their own well-being. You see? When the sun is there. Happy birthday to you. How rude of me. Happy birthday to you. This is your time. I needed some cheerings. Happy belated birthday to you. You have the sun in Virgo. The sun in Virgo in the 12th house with the Libra on the ascendant. With the moon in Aries. In the 7th house. Oh, Mufasa. Mufasa. So this involves the 1st house, 12th house, and 7th house naturally. So with the relationship between the sun sign and the moon sign, the sun sign gives energy to the moon, and the moon reflects it and distributes the energy. Right? To the core, you are so, or can be so, critical of yourself in solitude. Sometimes to an overboard where you talk yourself even out of things. Right? You need a partner who is going to put the battery in your back, and encouragement through and by a partner. The support from the partner is so significant and important, with the moon distributing the sun's light from the 12th house. You know, you can spend a long periods of time by yourself in solitude, thinking about ways in which to improve. But sometimes I think you become this worrywart with the sun in Virgo, depending on what other planets that you have there. Now, this is a significant time for you, because I talked about this mutual reception that's going on between Venus and between Libra and Virgo. So the 1st house and the 12th house, you working on yourself, self-improvement is a characteristic that I give to the 12th house because it's in secret. It's the working on yourself in secret. Venus coming through here and being a powered place, right, gives you about a month to start manifesting and pouring out some of those hidden talents. Hush. Within this next month, it's time to manifest and come out with some of those talents. And so when I say mutual reception, I mean that there's a bouncing back and forth between Virgo and Libra, and the characteristics of health and hygiene and service and balance and fairness and cooperation. A back and forth there. Because Venus is the ruler of Libra. It's located in the 12th house. Mercury is the ruler of Virgo, and it's located in the 1st house. Your first mind, your first thought, it's go time. It's a time, if you will, to act on some of the thoughts that you have and that you have been thinking for the past 30 days prior to now, even. That last new moon in Virgo actually spoke to you branching out with some of your hidden talents. 12th house, Saturn, Venus, Mercury, Lilith, North Node. Wow. Wow. Saturn in Virgo there, you had to have been born, in the 70s. You were born in 78 or 79. Late 70s, early 80s, possibly. But you don't have to answer that. That's neither here nor there. But I'm just using planetary landmarkers. You have Saturn, Venus, Mercury. So last month was huge for you. Lilith. In Virgo and the North Node. What is that? That's either time spent in solitude, long time spent in privacy and solitude. You know, that's locking yourself up or away for long periods of time. Your Mercury is at home. Sometimes 1970. Oh, I Pluto in Libra. Ooh, I see you, Hush. I see you. Still some type of hidden talent, man. I'm gonna tell you some good stuff like this right here. I'm gonna share with you that this 12th house, I'm gonna rock and roll with this, with the fact that Venus in Virgo is at its fall. It doesn't do good, but while it's walking through the valley of the shadow of death, you know, it's empowered by Taurus. You know what I mean? If you know what I mean. It's time to make a change. Because Venus empowers all of that it touches. It brings beauty. It brings appreciation for that time and the lessons learned from privacy and in solitude. It's froze. It's froze. I don't think it's me. Let me check my signal. Let me check my signal right quick. It could be me. Double tap for likes, comment, thumbs up if the signal's good. It should be good. It says I'm good. It says I'm good. It says that I'm good. If you're just getting here, welcome. I'm doing Big 3 Astrology, your Big 3 Astrology, plus transits. Talking about some of the transits. I'm gonna put your name on here. Who was this? Oh, this was Ear Hustler. We did 4 readings so far, and I'm toggling. I have a chart here of the planetary rulerships. This key right here, this is a secret key and code. It's only secret if you haven't looked it up or researched it. But I've taken the time to actually draw the planets if you know the planetary symbols. If you're an Aries, Mars is your planetary ruler. If you're a Taurus, Venus. If you're a Gemini, Mercury is your planetary ruler. If you're a Cancer, the moon is your planetary ruler. If you're a Leo, the sun. Virgo, it's Mercury. If you're a Libra, then Venus is your planetary ruler. If you're a Scorpio, Mars and Pluto are your planetary rulers. If you're a Sag, Jupiter, Capricorn, Saturn, Aquarius, Saturn, and Uranus. I say Uranus instead of Uranus. If you're a Pisces, it's Jupiter and Neptune. Yes, it froze for a bit when you were talking about the 8th house, but you good now. Okay, so let's bring you back over here, being that you faded, or that the signal blurred. The 8th house here, I was saying that the 8th house and the 1st house are both ruled by Venus. And so this Venus in the 12th house points to a testimony of you manifesting some of your hidden talents. And Taurus in the 8th house points to a change and sharing your resources with others and transforming your financial condition through those who you associate with and who you share these hidden talents. It comes from the things that you've learned and mastered when in private and in solitude. And last month would have been key and would have pointed to some of those talents if you were wondering which one of your many talents to tap into. All right, who is next? Who is next? I'm going to do another chart here. Let's pull up the transiting chart. This is the transiting chart with the moon in Virgo, sun in Libra. Let me refresh this because the time has shifted. The time has shifted. It's 8:59. It's 9 o'clock. Let's edit the data right quick. Let's add an hour onto this thing right quick. Boom, bam, pow. If you're into astrology, you come to the perfect place. I appreciate you. Wow, you're amazing. You have a gift. Love it. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Thank you. You have a gift and hidden talents. Take action on them. You dig? You've had them for a while. It's time to bring them out. 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 What's your big three? K. Brooks, you started asking questions. I say that I'm all 12 zodiac signs, honestly. I say that I'm all 12. But I know what you mean. You're asking my sun, moon, and rising sign. Let's see, if we get 20 people in here, I'll let you know. I'll share it with you. Share the live. If we get 20 people in here, remind me. When there's 20 people in here, like, yo, we got 20 people. Share with us your big three. All right, who's next? Who is next? Big three in the comments. If you're into astrology, you come to the perfect place. I'm also on Instagram. The letter T, LabCoat7. This is my Instagram. That's my Instagram. I'm also on TikTok. Lab Coat Astrologer. I'm also on Facebook, Lab Coat Astrologer. I'm also on Twitter, Lab Coat Astrologer. I think I would like to do a live where I talk about this new moon in Libra, and I talk about all 12 zodiac signs and get the channeling and get the flowing with the 12 zodiac signs with major themes and transits. Tiffany and Natalia said hi. Tell Tiff and Natalia I said peace. Peace, love, wisdom, crown. Okay, we're looking at the transits. I'm here for a good time, not a long time, although I'm always live doing live astrology. Whose big threes are we doing next? I'm doing it by hand. I'm of the mind that step by step, all of this in here, all this can be confusing. Would you agree that all of this can be confusing? Have you taken the time, I'm curious, to do it step by step, to be an architect, your own architect, and to know thyself, possibly? Some aspects in natures and characteristics and how you intertwine with nature from your birth. I find it interesting that in some cultures, the child is named after animals and temperaments within nature surrounding their birth. And maybe they don't do that too much anymore, but I think that's still a thing, whether we're named after the animals or the temperaments of nature, that there's still a signature that we're promised to experience and be influenced. All right, who's next? Big three. I'm doing big three astrology in here. Speak now or forever. Hold your peace. Hold your peace. If the music's too loud, let me know. Your peace. All right, very well. I want to point to how in this chart, right, out of all this conglomeracy of planets, if we focus on the big three and the transiting skies, Sun, Moon, and Gemini, let's look and see how the big three, the transit chart, are situated right now and how this could possibly manifest in your chart. For those that are in the East Coast of the United States, with Gemini on the ascendant, I'm of the mind that when there's a zodiac sign on the ascendant, those characteristics actually manifest, as we can see by this chart here, Gemini. So if Gemini is on the ascendant, Mercury is the planet that rules Gemini. And locating Mercury tells us a little bit about how this Gemini, which is a communicative sign, what's talked about, what lens is currently expressing and showing its face, its brethren, sister, and cousins. It pours into love and matters of the heart and entertainment and enjoyment and creativity. And it speaks to newness and things that are being prepared for in the upcoming week, starting on Saturday, October 14th, which is the new moon solar eclipse. This can be a testimony that points to all those who are Gemini risings or wherever Gemini is rising in your astrological chart. Okay, let's go back here to the hand-drawn chart. I said Gemini's on the ascendant. I think this beat is kind of cool right here. I'm really digging this beat. All right, so with Gemini on the ascendant, it places the sun sign, the transit sun, in Libra. And it activates the two air signs, Gemini and Libra. It deals with the intellect. Sharing a message, Gemini. Libra, in partnerships. The moon is in Virgo, in the 4th house. And so this mutual reception between Virgo and Libra actually become a thing and significators, if you will. Mercury is the ruler of Virgo, Venus is the ruler of Libra, and Venus is in Virgo. And Mercury's in Libra. You know, Mercury being the planet of communication and analyzing some of the details within the relationship. Interestingly to note. And Venus in Virgo, which is the care for the partner. This Venus in Virgo, being that it's opposed Saturn in Pisces, and me looking at this powered Venus in Virgo, it makes me think that the work and the service for others brings honor. The honor and respect that you have through and by relationships and in your relationships. For Gemini risings, it's the relationships in the home. Tiffany wants to tell her to put her big three in the comments. Or are you talking about a personalized reading? Please turn on your CC captions. Deaf student here. Okay, how do I turn on the captions? That's a good question. How do I do that? How do I do that? I don't know how to do that. I don't know how to do that. Can I do that here? Oh, I didn't even think about the captions. Oh, there it is. Is that it? Oh, I can't do it because the live is already... You know what? In the next live, I'm going to do that. Hang on. All right, pardon me, Martha, because I see where I can do it. Oh, unlist live replay once stream raise. Oh no, that's fine. I should be able to turn it on. Oh, I wish I could do that now. That's fine. I'm unable to do it now. I'm gonna have to do it during the next live. Unfortunately. I'm actually gonna put that on my notes here. Turn on captions. Turn on captions. Okay, who's next? Big three astrology, your big three astrology, and the transits. Who is next? Uranus, yes. Uranus, not Uranus. Sounds so much better. It sounds so much better, doesn't it? What happened? Big three astrology, who is next? What we're doing is we're looking at the transits. This is a chart of the current moment for those that are in the East Coast of the United States. Moon in Virgo, Sun in Libra, Gemini rising. What does this mean for you? If you'd like me to look at your big three and put it on my chart that I'm doing by hand. I got a transit chart up here right now. Put it in the comments. Let's get it. New moon in Libra, solar eclipse coming up. New moons are like the beginning of the month. It took me a while to conceptualize how how new moons kind of signify a beginning as opposed to the first of the month. You know, we're raised and brought up to think the first of the month carries this energetic universally. And I guess it does because it's the first is the first, right? But when the sun and the moon come together in a zodiac sign, it signifies a beginning and a start and an activation wherever Libra is in your chart. It signifies a start. So Libra becomes significant as well as Venus. All right? We can take those two steps. The characteristics and the nature of Libra. Key model for Libra is balance. Libra is an air sign, so it deals with the intellect. Libra's symbol is the scales, thus it deals with the finding balance and the weighing and the measuring of fairness within relationships and equality. These are themes right now. With the sun being in Libra, and that energetic is distributed into Venus. For quite some time, Venus was in Libra. And so there was an exchange between Leo and Libra because the sun is the ruler of Leo and Venus is the ruler of Libra. So there was a mutual reception, a back and forth between the love and relationships and the love shared within the relation. But now that Venus is in Virgo, which is Mercury's ruler, Mercury rules Virgo and Venus rules Libra. So now there's a mutual reception and a bouncing back and forth and a tennis match between health and service. And I'm saying that Venus in Virgo and the care and the service towards others brings a certain type of honor and respect in relationships, denoted by this opposition between Saturn and Venus, Saturn in Pisces and Venus in Virgo. Hit the notification bell? Yes, hit the notification bell. For sure. Appreciate you for reminding me. Alright, I think I can take this chat out of here. Pop. Alright, we don't have no more big threes. We're done. Okay, let's just vibe out here for a minute. So this mutual reception between Venus and Virgo popping off, Venus or Libra and Virgo in your chart become to be significant places in the chart where the energetic is resonating. It's solidifying there for approximately, it's until October 22nd where it has most of its power, where Venus and Virgo has most of its power. Because by October 22nd, Mercury will have been reached Scorpio, where Mars is. Mercury's going to join up with Scorpio. And so then there will no longer be this mutual reception. But the amount of work that you put into your relationships, right? Work and relationships, service and providing a service for your partner, even though you're not getting anything in return, still the work and the care for the partner. Right? And this tennis match back and forth between you and the partner and the work and the care that you do for your partner, selfless care, right? Not expecting something in return is creating this balance, right? For the partner to want to do back for you, because Venus in Virgo is worker. Things found valuable. Things of value for sure. Sharing with the partner the things that you value about them is where it's a sweet spot. Venus is a sweet spot. Don't tell nobody. That's a secret. That was a secret there. Don't tell nobody that secret key. No, I'm just kidding. But Venus is where it is sweet. And so because Venus rules Taurus and Venus rules Libra, these planets in Libra are actually pouring into Venus in Virgo. They're assisting. Mercury, the Sun, and Mars are assisting Venus in Venus in Virgo, which is the sweet spot, which is the work, the communication to the partner about the specific things that you appreciate. The awareness and the love, the Sun in your relationships, and the selfless care about the specific things in relationships. Mars, even though Mars is doesn't like to be in Libra, it's frustrated there. But it possibly could be the energizing or putting the battery in the back of the partner and building confidence even in relationships about the specific things that brings value in relationships. So those three testimonies right there, Mercury, the Sun, and Mars in Libra are all assisting Venus in Virgo. You see that? Plus the South Node is in Libra. You don't see it here because in astro.com they don't show you the South Node. But the South Node is always 180 degrees from the North Node. It looks like a horseshoe here. Let me zoom in a little bit. Don't be alarmed. I'm going to zoom in a little bit here. I'm going to zoom in here a little bit. This looks like a horseshoe. This is the North Node in Aries. I didn't even talk about this transit and how this ties in with Chiron here in this new moon. But this is the North Node at 25 degrees, 10 arc minutes of Aries. And the North Node is always 180 degrees from the North Node. And it's the plane of the ecliptic. It's where the planets rise. Is the North Node is where the planets rise is where the North Node is, and where the planets set is the South Node. And so in a sense, the planets are setting here in Libra. And that's significant to me. It's significant to me in the pouring in, because the Sun is considered to be in its fall in Libra. Mars doesn't like to be in Libra, and Venus doesn't like to be in Virgo. So that's not really, let's not consider that a weak spot. Let's look at that and correlate, see what correlations we can make with that. You know? It's more of being selfless and pouring into the partner, which actually brings more to you in return, the more that you share. You know, it's the setting, it's the partner. Anything that has to do with the setting has to do with relationships. Why do I say that? Because the 7th house is the house of relationships, where the Sun sets. And we're not talking about the descendant, we're talking about the South Node, which is still a setting where the planets are descending and resting, coming to a rest, where it is a reflection on how much fairness in the relationship itself. You see what I'm saying? Hopefully you got that. Post your big 3, rising sun and moon sign, for a sample reading. Hip Hop Blender, appreciate you. Welcome in. That's what we're doing. Who's next? Okay, Shakia, you came in here, you said, my husband is watching with me. Can you do his? He's a Capricorn, Sun, Sag, Moon, Pisces. Okay, peace, husband. Let's do you. Pause. Let's do your big 3 astrology and transits. That's what we're going to do. All right, here. I'm going to do it on paper here to show you. I'm assuming that you're new to this. This is what I'm assuming. And if you're not, if you're seasoned, then this should add some value to what it is that you already know. Right, let's see this. Forgive me, Shakia, I don't remember your big 3 right off the... Actually, I have your chart over here, so I might be able to freestyle a little bit here. Boom, bam, pop. Quit playing. I might be able to freestyle a little bit here. Boom, bam, pop. Don't get me going. Get the channeling in this mamma jamma. Nah, get me going. Turn me up. share the live, like it, subscribe. I hope you're enjoying the music. Why am I doing a chart by hand? I'm doing a chart by hand because I think that when it comes to astrology, I went back to, when I started doing astrology, and I was like, what helped me out? Like, how can I help the world, like, with something that I'm passionate about? I'm passionate about drawing these charts and breaking down the components, because you get so many aha moments. You'd be like, aha, you know how you get that, All right, anyway, let me get this going. Yes, let's get going. Let's get it going. Shakia started to, let's go. Chop, chop. Okay, I appreciate you. Okay, Sag, Pisces rising. Okay, husband's got a sensitive, super sensitive, peacefully, compassionate and caring. Boom, bam, pop. Let's get it going. I'm about to show this to you here. So Shakia, I want to share this with you, that from my perspective, husband is going through some things and will be going through some things over the course of the next 2 years. Husband, I don't mean to pull your card, and I could be wrong. This could all be wrong. It's from my perspective, right? But because Pisces is, not only because Pisces is sensitive and compassionate and caring, sometimes you have a tendency, or in your life you've had a tendency to do more for others than you actually receive. Honey's over to Shakia like, boom, bam, pop. But there's a significant feature here, right? With Pisces on the ascendant. Pisces is a water sign. This is one of the reasons why I say that you're emotional, you're compassionate, and you're sensitive. Strong, very perceptive. The inner vision, empath, There's an inner communication and an inner knowing through placing the self in peaceful situations and circumstances. Right? Jupiter is the planetary ruler, one of them, and Neptune is the other planetary ruler. What does that mean? That means that spirituality, religion played a significant role in the early childhood. Potentially, you also in early childhood have walked many miles in those shoes. Why do I say that? Because Pisces is the feet. Right? Pisces is the feet. Now we can look to see where Jupiter and Neptune is. It would add value into this astrological reading. Jupiter is currently situated in Pisces, which is the third house. The third house has to do with the mindset. So there's growth. Jupiter is a fortunate planet. It's one of the biggest planets in the solar system astronomically. Astrologically, there's benefits. There's fortune when it comes to you thinking positively about yourself. And you're going to need it. Why do I say this? Because Saturn is currently in Pisces and will be for the next 2 years. Saturn is a heavy hitter. Saturn is a planet that has you reflecting on respect that you receive from other people. You might feel like you go back into the past and look at some of your circumstances in your relationships, and you're like, the same way wifey's going, you're like, yo, I think he's on to something. Or you started looking around. But Saturn in Pisces on the ascendant in the first house makes you look at yourself personally. I'm going to share this with you. I shared this with somebody at the gym the other day. And I said to them, like, don't beat yourself up so much about circumstances in the past. Pick up the pieces like the average white band and keep it pushing. And even though I say that to you over the course of the next 2 years, let this conversation or this live be a memory to who cares if you're disappointed? No one cares. Reflect on it and keep it pushing. Because Jupiter is fortunate and it has to do with the mindset. Your mindset can bring you down or bring you up where you're recognized. And that's huge. This Saturn in the first house is huge. Now, there's other readings that we can do from this. Okay, did I get carried away? You have be a Gemini or a Virgo with the chart drawing approach. Ah, good guess. No, I'm not though. Hello, Tiffany is a Libra rising. Peace and love. I'm husband. Ernest Bay. Ernest Bay said I'm husband. I love it. Get in here, Ernest Bay. And let me know, and now that you're in here now, let me know if this is resonating with you. Her moon is in Pisces. Okay, hey Lord, I'm gonna get Tiffany. Tiffany is a Libra rising. I'm gonna get to Tiffany after Ernest Bay, if I have that correctly. All right, let me go back here. Kay Brooks, no, I'm not a Gemini or a Virgo. That's a good guess though. Okay, so he's a Capricorn sun. Okay, so here's the kicker about the Capricorn sun. I got too caught up with the Saturn and Pisces thing here. Let me move forward. So Capricorn is the 11th house. Interesting, you know, because this is the 11th house. So the sun being in Capricorn in the 11th house, the core identity, right? And a great deal of the character is shaped through and by the groups and the networks and the friends and the people who he has hung out with. Depending on where Saturn is located in your natal chart, it'll add a little more value and more to the interpretation. Capricorn sun, Sag moon. Ooh, Sag is here in the 10th house. So a putting up of the woman. You know, this puts the woman up in high esteem from my comprehension when it's towards the top of the chart. This from here to here, I call these like the God hours. These are 4 God hours, hypothetically speaking. This is 11 a.m. and this is 2 p.m. You have the moon at the highest point of the day, which can correlate and be interpreted as the moon, the mother significantly is where it starts. And a need for the woman to be prestigious and honorable and honorary, you know, through their philosophy and or possibly religion and or philosophical approach, right? So the friends are of importance because the sun is in the 11th. The 11th house has to do with friendships and respect. You do me wrong, you'll get cut. As a matter of fact, between 2017 and 2020, between these years, you done broke a couple relationships off. Like a strong branch, you done goddamn had to cut a couple back for the respect. I'm just saying. Okay, boom, bam, pop. Resonates so far, brother. Appreciate you for the confirmation. Thank you. Her moon is Pisces. Halo, I'm gonna get to you, to Tiff's. Libra rising, Virgo sun, Pisces moon. I see that. Okay, what else do I wanted to say here? I wanted to say something here. Oh, so I wanted to focus. Okay, so we have this mother, the mother placed high and the woman placed up high now, right? Check this out now, boom. So we got the Pisces on the ascendant. We got a little bit of, you know, you working on yourself, self-discipline. You know, there's some things that you want to perfect within yourself a little bit more. You're serious about it too. You know, you're Capricorn, you're always serious. You're not, no time for play, work to do, no time for play. Okay, so boom. Virgo is your 7th house. And so Shakia, this is good for you, you know, because Venus is currently in Pisces. And I've been saying how Venus is powered. Venus is the planet of beauty. And Venus is the planet of appreciation and pleasures. And so this would be you, this would be the beautification that comes from you and the sharing of ideas from you and maybe the criticisms, right? Ernest Bay, that come from your partner to beautify or to enhance, to upgrade the way in which you engage in relationships over the course of the next 30 days. Like within the past 3 days, there was like a realization, if you will, because Venus, the planet of beauty and the way in which we relate, made a planetary aspect, exact aspect to this planet Saturn that I'm talking about that has to do with respect. And so this power here comes through your relationships as well as your partner, your significant other, which would be Shakia. It also poses well for business relationships as well, and the respect in the relationships in business and professional relationships, right? Boom. Now that comes through your mindset and your communication, your mental well-being. Why do I say that? Because Jupiter is a planet of fortune, and it is assisting Venus and Virgo. So your communication, third house, brings some type of financial acquisition through social engagement, as well as financial and or material or a comfort and security through practical means. That's Jupiter helping Venus out. Pop. Uranus is the planet of intuition and knowledge and going with your gut. Pisces on the ascendant makes you very psychic and a visionary of sorts. There's some things that you know about things without being told, even though you haven't told everybody about these things. Being a Pisces makes you psychic or very tapped in, or the ability to perceive things without any knowledge given. You dig what I'm saying? Or do you see what I'm saying? So this is a little bit unconventional. Some people say Uranus, Uranus. I say Uranus. It sounds better. And it is an intellectual and inventive planet. It's an unorthodox energetic when it comes to the way in which you communicate and stepping outside of the box in the way that you communicate and share your ideas with your partner, empowering your partner, as well as the way in which you receive information and constructive criticism from the partner. Boom, bam, pop. Now, so Jupiter and Uranus are empowering. This is the empowerment that you give to the partner and what the partner gives to you and what you learn from the partner through what understanding that you share with the partner. Pop, right? Now, also, we have Libra also giving. We have Mercury. Mercury just ingressed into Libra not too long ago, which is in your 8th house now. So there's opportunities for a rebirth in the relationship and the revitalizing and the rekindling of the relationship through all forms of communication, and the allowance for constructive criticism on the behalf of the partner and in the relationship, which brings a sweet spot within relationship with your significant other as well as in business contracts. The sun is considered the main theme. It's kind of like if there was a play that we were to go to on Broad Street and they shine the light on the main character. That character is the one that's speaking. The same way that I talk about that play on Broadway, the sun in the astrological chart is the main character, or it brings the archetypes of that zodiac sign to manifest, which has to do with balance and fairness and equality between you and the partner and the things that you share together, because the 8th house is the house of shared resources. It has to do with those physical and material things, as well as the intellectual sharings of ideas and what we agree on or disagree on, or agreeing to disagree and the such. We also have the South Node. So the South Node has an energetic of past life. Now the past life, when I speak about past life in astrology, doesn't necessarily mean before birth. It also points to any time before today is past life, things that you've already experienced. So circumstances in the past they resurface when it comes to shared resources with the partner and the things that you share together. You're laughing. I'm assuming that this is resonating here. Okay, so yeah, it's your relationships, man, and the things that you share together. There's a back and forth here. There's a tennis match. Pong, Pong. And I say a tennis match because of this chart. I might have to do a video on planetary rulerships. This chart here is a secret key. It's only a secret if you don't know it. Once you know it, it no longer becomes a secret and it becomes a key and a code to be able to unlock either doors or interpretations in the astrological chart. That's where I'm getting this from when it comes to interpreting your big three with the transits. I also do compatibility readings too, where I look at you, I look at Ernest, I look at your chart, and I look at Shakia's chart, and I mix them both together, boom, and I get a midpoint chart of both of you. I see that there's a Capricorn and there's a Pisces. That works well. That works well. Shakia is kind of like a counselor in an older, astrologically speaking, she falls into the house of older brothers and sisters. Not for nothing. That's your counselor. That's deep. Because Capricorn's on the ascendant, so as her being Capricorn ascendant and Capricorn being your 11th house, she talks about your friends. She tells you about the friends who are either on your side or the ones who are not. You dig me? Between 2017 and 2020, Shakia done came in strong there and was like, hit you with them, You know what I'm talking about with them, I don't know. You was probably like, oh no, it ain't like that. And then come to realize that, Shakia, you wouldn't believe, check this out. Look, come look at this. Cat drinking milk out of the bowl. Would you come look at this? Look. I told you. All right, Halo, thank you for you hear me. Yeah. I can't hear you, but I can hear you. Oh, that laugh was terrible. All right, we won't be doing no more laughing like this. Ernest, thank you for sharing. I appreciate you. If you're into astrology, you come to the perfect place. If you're not into astrology and you see some connection, and you come to the perfect place. If you're here and you just wanted to try it out, you're like, oh, let me give it a shot. I don't believe in this stuff, but let me give it a shot. Get in here. I'm the lab coat astrologer. I've been doing this for over 2 decades, helping people unravel the astrological chart. This is the art. Y'all are actually seeing the art, the artsy part of astrology from a mathematical perspective and a concept, working with concepts, astrological concepts. One concept and key is the planetary rulerships, a way in which to decode the astrological chart and see what parts of the chart are actually significant. Jadig. My honor, brother. She and I share a love for astrology, has connection to everything. That's what's up. I need to get a cheer in here. I miss the cheers. I'm getting better each and every day. Like the live if you're liking the live. Comment yes if you're enjoying the live, if you don't feel like liking the live. All right, Halo, let's do this. I have a chart up here. And for those that are just getting here, I'm doing big 3 astrology, your big 3 with the transits. I'm of the mind that paying attention to where the planets are by transit and plugging them into your astrological chart, your personalized chart, will give you an idea of how to unravel and decode the astrological chart. It does take time, but when you start having a pattern of comprehending these concepts that are ever so consistent, you start putting it together. All right, boom, bam, pop. Let's get this going here. All right, Halo, let me scroll back up because there's a little bit of a delay, which is cool. I need a couple more instrumentals on here so it's not so repeating because I'm hearing the same song. It's all good. All right, I can't find it. Wait, her moon is Pisces. Okay, I need the rising. Okay, Libra rising. Pop. This is my favorite one so far. Okay, ascendant, Libra rising. Libra rising. Okay, Tiff, here you are. Sun in Virgo. Sun in Virgo, another one in the 12th house. The sun in the 12th house and her moon is in Pisces. Why did I do Pisces in the interior? Well, it is what it is. The moon is in Pisces in the 6th house. And the sun is in Virgo in the 12th house. This creates a full moon. This creates a full moon. And so last month was significant for the end of a cycle, if you will. The 12th house is the house of solitude. You notice how Tiff needed to I need some time alone. I'm good. No, I'm good. Everything's fine. I just want to go for a walk by myself, or I want to be by myself. It's a reflecting. Last month there was a reflection. Now that the new moon, with the new moon in Libra that's coming up, right? A new moon in Libra in her first house, it's a newness of the self. It's a refreshing. It's refreshing. It's new beginnings with the persona, the way that she expresses herself, and big on justice. And there's a need to pour more into the self because the first house has to do with the self, and the lens is the first house. So the lens or the persona or the personality types exemplify Libra more so now because the sun is here. This makes this a theme, an area for themes here. And so the new moon is going to be here, so it's a new self and a new appearance. What did she plan on doing? Something new to her hair, face, a haircut, a highlights, a goddamn a makeover or something. You know? There's new perspectives. Because Venus is in the 12th house, this makes me think that it's a new, the place where she spends her solitude time, or the bed, or a place of rest. There's something new coming there. Venus is significant. This is purchasing furniture for the bedroom even, right? Or the place of comfort, or where you spend time alone. Correct me if I'm wrong. Talk to me. Because all these planets, this new moon in Libra points to the self and the putting of self first, and putting of the self first. And because Venus is the ruler of Libra, and Venus is in the 12th house, and Venus is powered here, it brings something new to the bedroom, furniture or something. Okay, no comments there, that's fine. So there's another feature here too. So Libra rising has Taurus in the 8th house. Jupiter and Uranus in the 8th house. So this is a similar one. We did this chart before, didn't we? We did this chart earlier. A similar chart. There's a difference between the sun and the moon. And so this power of Venus in the 12th house receives assistance from the personality and the persona and putting of the self first, as well as sharing with the partner, and it points to the finances of the partner and the bonds that are shared within relationships. There's benefits there. There's understanding. It brings unconventionality to the relationship and the bonds that are shared within relationships there too. How is mom doing? How is mom doing though? I'm curious because Saturn is in Pisces in the house of health. So it looks like Tiffany is taking care of mom. Why am I sideways again? You see, this does this every once in a who. Hang on a second. Y'all ain't even let me know that I'm on the side, living on the edge over here. Y'all got me living upside down. Hang on a second. Why is he doing this thing here? Boom, boom, and pop. Hang on a second. Y'all just got me. Look, would you look at this? Would you look at this? Would you look at this? Libra rising, Virgo sun, Pisces moon. Oh, well, this is where you gotta go. You gotta, what do you gotta do, Halo? Send me a message here. Send me a message there to that number right there, right now. Halo, I know you already have. Just send a message to this number here. To the number in the comments. Text me, don't call, because I'm on the live. We could do personal readings. We do that. Okay, how long have I been doing this for? I might need to take a little break. Who is enjoying the live? Who would like me to come back and would like me to continually do some big 3 astrology? Let me know. My battery is getting ready to die. I gotta charge up here a little bit. Someone let me know in the comments. I'm getting better each and every live. I say that everybody is all 12 zodiac signs because each zodiac sign rules a body part. That's what I say. Boom, bam, pop. One of the best ways to comprehend your chart a little bit more in the DIY is to follow the transits and start to see patterns. I'm reading this book right now. It's called Financial Astrology. And it's kind of technical because it's talking about the relationships that the planets are one to another. You know what I'm saying? And it's interesting that, there are people who don't particularly agree with the art of astrology. But it's interesting to see how certain trends, like in life, I'm at a part in the book where it's talking about business and it's talking about these 56-year cycles. It's pointing to certain planetary energetics. And through me reading this book, it kind of encourages me to see, I can be like, because I start to see this pattern. And so what I'm saying is that when you look at the transits and incorporate them and plug them into your astrological chart, you start to see a pattern. You be like, I've seen that somewhere before. Daniel-san, I've seen that somewhere before. And so moving forward, this is one of the ways that you can use astrology as a tool for self-improvement or benefit or success, or for getting the money or getting the partner or getting the lover or having children or getting the job or getting the business, or knowing your weak spots and knowing your happy spots. You dig what I'm saying? Try it for yourself. Don't believe me. I'm only one drip in the sea. I'm not the best astrologer on the planet, but I do pretty good at being able to see and target and see what's going on. Everyone talks about the present moment, right? Be in the present moment, be in the present moment. That's the transits. Your present moments are in the transits. Be in the present moment, Daniel-san. Be in the present moment. You know, are in the transits. Knowledge of self. How do you know where you're going if you don't know where you came from? When it comes to your energetics. You know, when you start doing the chart like this, you start becoming the architect, your own architect. Yeah, of course we can pull up a chart, pop. And we can have a chart and the computer can tell us everything, boom, bam, pop. And this is good. I encourage pulling up a chart and using a site to be able to quickly assess to see where Venus, the moon, Mercury, the sun, Mars is at. Right? But then coming back here and plotting piece by piece, one by one, and then going through the basics. Like an apprentice starts at the beginning, taught by the journeyman. You know, it's the repetition of the apprentice through the assignments instilled by the journeyman of repetition, 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 repetition. Anybody who's a master at something, how they become to be a master or good at anything is through reps. You know, that's how a bodybuilder gets to be so strong. It's because of the repetitions. The reason why an engineer gets to be so smart is because of the repetitions. The reason why someone becomes to be so adept at religion is because they've taken the reps. They had so many times some rep. The reason why someone can do a wheelie off a super big ramp with a motorbike and do flips with the ankles catching the handlebars and bringing it back in and then twisting to the side is because they have quite a bit of falls, but they have reps, you know, repetitions. There's nothing in this world that you can do with perfection without reps. You know, which actually, it points to, I gotta get the correct word. I think of neuroplasticity, which has to do with the nervous system and the neurons and the branches that are created in the neural net. They're kind of like, I think of them as tree branches. They actually look like the lungs. When you look at the air sacs in the lungs, they look like branches or grapes, if you will, with vines. It's the same way in which our nervous system is when we start to do things by pattern. And so you're tapping in and you're creating a branch, some branches in your mind to be able to remember them by pictures. You can, we actually learn quicker through pictures. Okay, Tiffany, I don't know if you got my message with my phone number. Text me if you want a personalized reading. I'm not going to do your personalized reading on here. I'm doing big threes on here. I wonder if you're seeing my comments. Or would you like me to do a big three analysis like I've been doing? There's a little bit of a delay, I know. I'm gonna take a little bit of a break though, for the simple fact that I don't want my battery to die. I'm always doing live astrology. I will be back shortly. Let me charge up a little bit here. Boom, bam, pop. Hip hop, Blender, I appreciate you. All those who are here, I encourage you to like, share, subscribe.